What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today is episode 138, and today we're gonna look at me scalping Apple, playing options on Apple, scalping for 1 week. All right, so we're gonna be taking a look at my past week, which was from July 5th to July 12th. And pretty much during that time frame, the focus was on scalping Apple. So I'm looking for 10%, 10 to 20% gains on my options, and then I would exit the trade. I know some people will say, hey, you know what? That's not a lot. It's a lot when you do a certain amount of trades over a time frame, but more importantly, my whole approach to um, trading options has been around preserving my capital. All right, I'm big on preserving my capital, and the way how you do that is by scalping. If you're scalping right, it's significantly less risky, and you preserve your capital. You have to remember something, especially if you're running a cash account. But even if you're using margin, if you're using a cash account, the more capital you have, the more trades you can execute. And if you're in and out of those trades quickly using a certain type of strategy, you're only going to lock in profits. There's a reason why my win rate is 86%, right? And I'm currently working on something which is actually going to make it higher. I don't want to talk about it as yet, but right now my win rate is 86%, and that's primarily because I focus on scalping. Yes, every now and then I'll do a swing trade or I'll do a leap, but I'm in and out typically the same day, and I'm taking, 10 to 20% gains, and I'm out. All right. So in this video, we are going to go ahead and take a look at my plays for the week from July 5th to July 12th. So I'm going to log into Robinhood and show you guys the receipts. All right. Then we're also going to go ahead and take a look at the total for the week. So you're going to see the total amount of money that I spent for the week buying options, right? And then you're also going to see the amount of money that was put out in terms of options sold. So you're going to have the amount bought, then the amount sold, then we're going to subtract the two, and then we're going to arrive at our profit for the week, which is over $1,000. And then we're also going to look at the ROI, which is my rate of return, or my return on investment. All right, so we're going to look at my ROI based on the amount of money that I put up to buy options, and after selling, when you subtract the two, that's my ROI. So the ROI is going to be percentage based. Then we're also going to briefly touch on some tips for you guys in terms of making notes or documenting what you're doing when you're scalping. All right, so we got a jam-packed video for you today, guys, so let's get straight to it. All right, so as you guys could see, I do have Apple pulled up here, and this is my buy and sell history. All right, so this one's July 5th. We're not going to count this because these were actually trades that were done during the same day. So as you could see, this one was bought on July 5th, and then it was sold here, right? From here to here, I believe it was, what is that, like 51 bucks? But this is the one that we're going to start with, because this one I ended up buying it July 5th towards the close of the day, and I ended up selling it on Monday. So this one actually spilled over into the week. All right, so this first one here, I'm buying this one at $2.98. All right, and then I sold here. I tried to sell, but it didn't execute, but I sold here on Monday morning, and this was for $3.25. So from here to here, we're at around $27 on that one. All right, then we go up, we have another one here. We have the 2:30 call. I put up $1,230 for this, and I end up selling for $1,370. So from here to here, I made like $140 on this move. All right, we go ahead and we scroll up some more. That's just a recurring buy. We got to this one here, and I have another buy, which is a 232.50 call. I got this one, 20 contracts, as you guys can see. Boop, 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 and that's the time submitted, 10 a.m., right? 20 contracts. And then we go ahead and we click here. We see we got it at 12.80 and we sold at 14.80. And we sold at 10.12. So we held this one for 12 minutes. From here to here, we made $200 on this play. We go up, and then we have next play here is going to be 10 contracts, right? And this is for the 232 call. We paid $1,020 on this one. All right, if we click on it, we can see the time. This was filled at 9:38. All right, and then we end up selling for 1,170, and this was filled at 9:41. So from 9:38 to 9:41, we pretty much held this bad boy for like 3 minutes. And for those 3 minutes from here to here, we made 150. All right, so that's the power of scalping. You're in and out. Go up here. You see I tried to do a couple more buys. Canceled, and we got in on this one right here. All right, and this one was kind of a little it was kind of a little sketchy. All right, so we got 20 contracts at 1,000, and we got this at 10:21 a.m. right? And we go ahead and we scroll up here. See, I sold one at 52. So see the time that it sold, 11:53, and that's why this one was kind of sketchy. All right, I got in, and then it just there was one particular thing that I was supposed to check, one of my resources, and I didn't check it, and that's why this one took so long. But anyway, I sold at 52, and we end up selling this one here for 88. So from here to here, I only made 40 bucks. But you can see I end up closing out the trade at 11:56 a.m. for the final 19 contracts. All right, so this one, like I said, it was kind of sketchy. My entry on this wasn't the best, and then I sold one here, and then I sold the other 19 here, but I only made $40. And that was because, like I said, the time was kind of running out, and I don't like to hold these trades for too long. I like to be in and out. All right, so then we go back here now. Later on in the evening, we have another trade. This was Apple, the 235 call. I got 10 contracts. Cost me $530. Right, so this one cost me $530. Let's look at the time on this bad boy. And this was at 1:02 p.m. So this was during the lunch hour, which is risky. For me, that's the time when it usually just starts consolidating like crazy. This was an exceptional day. I was actually at the barbershop. I wasn't even around my computer. I was at the barbershop with my son about to get a haircut. And I checked and I was like, man, this thing is moving. I looked at the chart on my other phone. I told you guys already, I have like 4 phones. So I had the charts on one phone, and then I was watching the actual asset price in Robinhood, and then I had these 10 contracts queued up. So I got in here at 1:02 p.m. All right, and then if we go back here to the sell, see I got at 5:30 and I sold at 6:48. So from here to here, that was a $118 move, and I sold at 132. So it took me about 30 minutes to get to a level where I was like, I'm around 10-15% gain just off the top of my head. I wasn't around my computer when I did this one, like I said. But from here to here, that was 118. All right, we go up. Looks like something else I tried to execute on this day, and it got canceled. I tried the 225 put here, right? And I went from here to here, and I made like 60 bucks. So I wasn't really too confident in this one. I was like, I don't like the way it was moving. This was Thursday when everything just kind of went red. There was core CPI in the morning, but if I remember correctly, it was okay. But I figured because there was such a monster move to the upside the day before that people just started taking profits. So I was like, I didn't like how this trade went, so I kind of just took my $60 and sat down for the rest of the day. All right. So from here to here, I made 60. We look at the time frame again, 10:22 a.m. Right, and then look at when I sold. I sold here at 10:38, but I just didn't like the way how it was moving, so I was like, let me get in and get out. All right, so here we are on Friday now. This is the final day for the week. All right, so this one is the 227.50 call. All right, so that day, like I said, the day before, there was a huge dip down. So I tried to play the support level. When I checked my charts, I saw that, I'll show you guys that real quick. But when I checked my charts, as you guys can see, I had support at 227. So I decided to get in around here. And we got 10 contracts, right? And these were executed at 9:33 a.m. So this was right around as soon as the market opened, I was on it because I realized it was surging. All right, we go back up here, and as you can see, 2 minutes in 2 minutes. All right, so I sold at 9:35. So from here to here, I made $280 in 2 minutes, and that was it for the week. I'll go ahead now and just put the numbers up on the screen so that we could talk about it real quickly. So as you guys can see up on the screen, for the week from July 5th to the 12th, I bought $8,578 worth of options on Apple. All right. I obviously bought more stuff during the week. I'll be honest with you, Apple was my most successful one, but I had a nice run with Tesla as well. And I did one on Sound, and there's another company I did. It was just searching for the day. So I did a couple of options, but this was my most successful one for the week. So I bought 8,578 worth of options, and then I sold $9,593 worth of options. So my P&L for that week was $1,015, or an ROI of 12%. So my return on investment was 12%, which for me is above what I normally get. So that was a good week for me. All right. I ultimately, you guys know when I'm scalping, I ultimately try to get 10%. If I get better, great, but 10% is fine for me. So I made 12% ROI on the money that I put up on those days. But if you guys pay attention, and you look back, I would say, let me count and I'll tell you guys right now.
All right, so we have one trade here, and we have two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So I did a total of 8 trades from July 5th to the 12th, and thankfully all trades were profitable. So I had a 100% win rate during that time frame. That is not normal for me. Typically when I scalp, if I do 10 trades, I'll probably get anywhere from 8 or 9 and then probably lose on one. And that's the next thing I wanted to talk to you guys about now. When it comes to executing your trades, one of the reasons why I am so successful is I have a tendency to note everything. All right. So I go ahead and I write down exactly what's going on. So I have a book and I'll write down exactly what I bought for the day, what I sold for, my profits. And this might sound crazy, but I also write down what the triggering event was. So I write down, whether it was, some type of news event, or was it like some type of, what is it, like financial trigger, like a government event like CPI or FOMC. And I'll also write down how I feel for that day. So I write down if I have enough, if I had enough sleep. I'm a stickler for that. I actually track my sleep, and I perform best when I'm on like 8 hours of sleep. I'll write down if I had my coffee in the morning early. That's another thing that I do. And I'll also write down whether I exercised the day before. Those things might sound crazy, but all those things for me add up and it gets me in the right frame of mind. Now, I write this down for my wins and I also write this down for my losses. I've seen days where I've had like bad sleep and I wake up, I'm foggy, I didn't have my coffee, and for some reason I'm just off. I jump into something that I know I shouldn't been jumping into. Like I'll have like one good trade, and then instead of scaling down on my positions on the next one, I end up in the position. Like, that's something I don't do. So get in the habit, guys, of documenting your trades, because ultimately this will give you a level of success that you can't really rival if you don't document what you're doing. All right. When you document these things, you will realize, oh, okay, hey, the last time there was CPI, I did really well. Whether you're playing puts or calls, it doesn't matter. Because for us, I don't care. I don't care. It's a red day. Oh, I can't make any money for you. I played either way. I don't care. All right. So if it's up, it's up. If it's down, it's down. We riding out regardless. But when you make reference to these notes, what I'll do is I'll skim over my notebook first thing in the morning. So when I wake up in the morning and I'm sipping my coffee, I look typically at mainly two things. I look at my notes, right, from the previous week, the previous day, the last couple of days, and then I'll also go ahead and check my news source to see exactly what news is coming out, who's buying what pharmaceutical company had, you know, their product FDA approved, what analyst gave what stock, whatever upgrade. So I look at those things and I'm typically up. Sounds crazy, but I'm up at like 5, 6 in the morning doing this, So I am fully prepared and I am ready for the market. After this information, I start to look at charting, my place for the day. So I'm looking at the asset prices. I'm looking at the different levels in trading view, seeing where it was before, and then, anticipating where it's potentially going to go. All right. But that's it for the video today, guys. I hope you found this information useful. If you did, please consider subscribing. I make new videos like this every day, dropping gems that you can use along your trading journey. Please go ahead and like this video, and more importantly, share this video with a family member or a friend. If you're interested in trading alongside me, meaning mirroring my plays, there's a paid link in the description. It's $9.99 per month for the chat room. The first week, it's only $4.99 as a trial, and then after that, it goes to $9.99 a month. I post my plays daily, Monday to Friday, pre-market. All right. Thanks again for watching the video, guys. I hope y'all have a blessed weekend. Stay safe. Peace.